to the 2023 year-end concert featuring students of the Lindsay Thurber Band program. My name is Adam.
And I'm Rhonda.
And we are both in grade 12.
We acknowledge that we are on Treaty 6 territory to the north of the Red Deer River and Treaty 7 territory to the south of the Red Deer River. We acknowledge and give thanks to all the many First Nations, Métis, and Inuit whose footsteps have marked these lands for centuries.
We have several special guests in attendance this evening. Please hold your applause until all of the guests have been introduced. From senior administrations, we have Associate Superintendent, Human Resources, Corinne Thorstensen. Our school board trustees send their regards as they are in Calgary at a conference. Also sending their regards are members of the Thurber administration who could not be in attendance this evening due to a conflict with their annual admin retreat. We do have Renee Rudolph here, who is acting admin while the office staff is away. And we can't forget our business manager, Rachel Jenkins. Woo! Rachel Jenkins happens to be a band parent and superfan, made the trip back from the admin retreat to be here tonight. Thank you, Mrs. Jenkins.
Our program is fortunate to have generous sponsors who donate towards our annual awards program, and many of those sponsors are in attendance this evening. Finally, we have several staff members from Lindsay Thurber in attendance tonight, and we thank them for their supporting our program all year long. Would all guests please stand and be recognized for your continued support? And before we get into the music this evening, our one final reminder to please turn off all cell phones. Feel free to take photos, just please refrain from using your flash.
Hello, good evening. My name is Alex Day, and I'm in grade 10, and I've been in the band program for 2 years, including 1 year in this wonderful ensemble. The Junior Jazz Band challenges students in any grade on any instrument to experiment with improvisation and to perform varied styles of music written for a jazz ensemble. They meet twice a week at lunchtime.
4 students in this group are performing on an instrument they just started this year. Since the winter concert back in December, the Junior Jazz Band performed at the Red Deer Festival, earning a superior rating from their adjudicator.
Please welcome the Junior Jazz Band.
Thank you. welcome to the 2022-2023 year-end concert. That first tune featured Josh and Aurora on solos, and our next piece is a ballad that we performed at the Red Deer Festival. At that festival, Josh was featured on the flugelhorn, and tonight Jaxson is going to take a turn. So this one's going to feature Jaxson, and it's called As If to Say Goodbye. Okay, so we have one final piece for you, and this piece features our one and only grade 10 in the group, Kiyanna on on the alto sax, and Kiyanna just started learning alto sax this year. Some of you may remember this tune. It was before my time in the 60s. And was made famous by Marvin Gaye. So we hope you enjoy Sunny.
If you were at our winter concert back in December, you may recall our performance by our percussion ensemble that provided much relief thanks to all of our equipment falling apart mid-performance and my efforts to save the performance from disaster. I'm sure they weren't feeling like it was funny at the time, but the audience sure got a good kick out of it. Since the winter concert, the ensemble hung up their boom whackers and decided to give the buckets a try. Earlier this week, they took their action on the road, performing for students at Aspen Heights Elementary. So we couldn't let tonight's concert go by without giving them an invitation back. This time, hopefully, with less chances of equipment malfunctions. Please welcome the percussion ensemble.
In March, this group, along with jazz bands from Hunting Hills and Notre Dame, celebrated the return of dancing and live music after COVID with the annual Snowball Swing Dance at Festival Hall.
In April, they entertained students at the Grade 8 orientation and performed at the Red Deer Festival, receiving a superior rating and scholarship for most outstanding senior high jazz ensemble.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Senior Jazz Band.
that tune featured Donghun and Hana Kalac on the dueling trumpets, our entire trumpet section, by the way. How about another hand for the trumpet section? And that last tune also featured our bassist, Annalise Kobasa, back there on the stage. Actually found that piece and requested that we do it, and it's just perfect because it does feature our bass player, and Annalise does deserve a special mention because without her on the bass, we couldn't have jazz band plays at this level. So Annalise, thank you. We're going to miss you. Graduating students in this group. My goal for this evening's concert is to feature as many of them as possible. The next tune we're going to do is a ballad featuring two more of our grads, Jenkins on the alto sax and Sophia Bouw on piano. If you were at last year's final concert, this may seem a little bit like deja vu because these two also performed a ballad together. I think they need to take it on the road after this. That ballad was such a hit that we just had to do another one. But it's not the same. It'll be slightly different. So please enjoy Arthur, Sophia, and the rest of the band, and we're going to play Round Midnight. over the years, I've kind of had these series of artists that I like to follow. And one of those artists was Stevie Wonder. And there were a few years in a row where this group played tunes by Stevie Wonder. And then Stevie took a bit of a hiatus, but he's back tonight because I felt like it and because I knew we had a player in this band who could do this piece justice. So this is a tune that we performed at the Red Deer Festival, and it's going to feature another graduating student, Miss Emma Tainsh on the tenor sax, and Sophia again on the piano, and this is the classic Overjoyed. twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays after school, and usually by after school time on a Thursday, things kind of go sideways a little bit in our rehearsals. We get off on tangents, we tell lots of stories, and we have a lot of fun. And when I heard this tune, I knew that this band would really dig it. So it's supposed to be called Orange Drink. That's the nice way of saying it. The attitudinal teenage way of saying it is Orange Drawing. So it's kind of got a bit of a, I don't know, an attitude. So keep your eyes and ears peeled in this one for all sorts of antics from the band, including a mean cowbell over there and a keytar solo. And if you don't know what a keytar is, just watch, you'll see.
grade 9.
We're going to begin the second half of tonight's concert with a brand new group that was formed just this past semester.
The Advanced Wind Ensemble allows students who are playing at an advanced level to experience some of the most challenging music written for music bands.
Invitations were sent to students whose band felt needed an extra challenge that wasn't being met by the repertoire being studied in class. Rehearsals began in February once a week at Flex, and quickly the demand for more rehearsal time resulted in a second rehearsal being added at lunch.
We hope you enjoy the debut performance of the Advanced Wind Ensemble.
Well, that first piece is a big one, and it's a little bit hard to pull off with only about, 45 minutes of rehearsal a week starting in the month of February. But these guys have done a really, really fine job of taking this piece on. I suggested we do one movement, and they said, forget it, we're doing the whole thing. So there you go, we did the whole thing. That piece is also considered one of the standards of the wind repertoire. And I have to say I'm really grateful to have a group of students that were willing to tackle it. So thank you, students, for helping me check this off my musical bucket list. I've always wanted to do a whole suite, and this was the year. Almost everyone had a solo in that piece, so the program would have been, a few pages long had I listed all the soloists, but all of them had solo moments in that piece, so thank you everyone for that. We are going to completely switch gears now from something really traditional and based on folk melodies to something that is a bit more contemporary and harkens back to the jazz age. So this next piece was inspired by the pianist, the jazz pianist Thelonius Monk. And Monk's wife actually nicknamed him Melodious Thunk because of his clunky, awkward, and brilliant piano playing. He was also kind of scatterbrained and disoriented in nature, so you'll get a taste of those characteristics in this particular piece. So please enjoy Melodious Thunk.
However, this happened. Note to self, don't play dodgeball before major performances. Since the winter concert in December, our band enjoyed an overnight trip to Edmonton in March, the first one since 2020. We had clinics, rehearsal with a great guest conductor, and we saw a matinee performance by the Edmonton Symphony Orchestra. We also performed at 2 festivals, both right here in the Arts Centre. In April, we performed at the Red Deer Festival of Performing Arts, earning a superior rating and a scholarship for the most outstanding junior high-level concert band. Just 2 weeks ago, the band participated in the Alberta Band Association Provincial Festival of Bands, earning a Superior Band Award. My classmates and I are looking forward to getting to know the grade 11s and 12s in the symphonic band next year. Please welcome the grade 9 band.
So over the course of the year with this group, I've tried to introduce the students to a variety of musical genres. And we began our portion of tonight's concert with an energetic folk dance, and now we move to a lyrical song-like melody by female composer Julie Giroux. This was a really challenging piece for us to play because you'll notice that there are lots of really exposed parts, and with a small band that makes it just that much more difficult to pull off. I'm sure you'll agree that these students have done a beautiful job. This is called Let Your Spirit Sing. Okay, well, so far we've danced and we've sung, and now it's time to do what bands do best, and that's march. By the way, the information night for the Red Deer Royals is coming up, so see my husband. Feel free to join us on parade. We're going to play a typical North American march for you now called Reliance.
the most senior of our high school bands. This group received a superior rating and scholarship for most outstanding high school band at the Red Deer Festival in April. The symphonic band also participated in a provincial festival and earned a superior band award. And just 2 weeks ago, the symphonic band and Ace Choir traveled to Niagara Falls to participate in Music Fest Canada, otherwise known as the Nationals, where they brought home a gold award. Please welcome the symphonic band to stage.
Well, we're all breathing a little bit of a sigh of relief on that one because when we first decided to do it, there are two versions. There's the original version and there's an arrangement. And we decided to sort of schmuck the two together and have our symphonic band wind ensemble types play one version and another group play the arrangement and then another group play a combination of the two, and we just kind of crossed our fingers and hoped that it all worked out, and it did! Yay! We're happy. So that first piece was based on a poem by Algernon Charles Swinburne, which paints a magical picture of young love in the springtime. I'm sure these teenagers can all relate to that. It's one of my favorite pieces, and again, it was just a real pleasure to be able to play that. Just before he vacates, I would like to just make a special recognition of our lone grade 13 student, Zane Rutschkal, who is part of our advanced wind ensemble and joined us for that first piece. So thank you very much, Zane. Take a bow. So when you rehearse at 7:10 in the morning, you kind of have to try to make rehearsals as light and engaging and entertaining as possible. Sometimes we're successful, sometimes we're not. But one of the things that I try to encourage the students to do when we're working on this music is to find some kind of personal connection to the music that they are performing. With this next piece, I shared my own personal connection with the students some time ago. So when I was a little kid, I performed my first piano duet with my brother at the Prince Albert Kiwanis Festival in Prince Albert, Saskatchewan, and the piece that we played was called The Ash Grove. And then decades later, when I started doing this job, I discovered this arrangement. And it happened to be called Win On. And I listened to a recording, and all of a sudden, there it was, the Ash Grove. So my mom was there to watch my brother and I perform this little duet. And she's also here to experience the band version tonight. And so for my mom, who is celebrating her 80th birthday this month, this is your birthday present. percussionists, as you are witnessing right now. Earlier this year, good old Timothy recommended this piece. I had never heard it, and I took a listen and I thought, yep, it's no wonder why he recommended this, because it really gives the percussionists a chance to ham it up a little bit. So we're going to put them on display. We have, I don't know what you guys are doing. Okay, yeah, I don't know either, but we're going to try to figure this out and get a drum set on here, and then we're going to try to have a little horseshoe, right? Practice. Yeah, okay. There we go. Yeah, Hey, they got it! Now don't forget music stands. Oh boy. Maybe I'll just stop talking. So we have 4 graduating percussionists. Timothy, Sophia, Grace up here on the mallets, and then Cooper is going to be back on the drum set. And they're going to perform a little rendition of a piece called Serenade for a Picket Fence. they're going to move really quickly. Yeah. That was fun. Thanks, you guys. We are definitely going to miss all of the entertainment that we've had on Tuesday and Thursday and Friday mornings over the last 4 years. Speaking of the last 4 years, I want to just take a few moments to recognize 22 graduating students and 1 international student who have dedicated up to 4 years to the Thurber Band program. This, in my recollection, is the largest group of graduating students in all of the 21 years I have been at Lindsay Thurber. So I call these students my special group because we have been through a lot more together in 4 years than any previous group of grade 12s I've had the pleasure to teach. They began their musical journey in grade 9 with such enthusiasm and excitement in the fall of 2019, only to be thrown into a tailspin on their first ever band trip with the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic. As a matter of fact, it was on the way back from that band trip that we all learned of the school shutdown on Friday, March 13th, 2020. After 2 years of online band classes, masks, physical distancing, air exchange breaks, remember those? Yeah, virtual concerts, and a final return to normal musical activity, these students never lost their enthusiasm for music and the support they have shown one another throughout this 4-year ordeal has been literally incredible to watch. I am so grateful. I was just really especially grateful to have been able to share a rather normal, although still eventful, trip to Niagara Falls with these guys just a couple of weeks ago. These kids have not only learned a lot about music throughout high school, but they have learned an awful lot about themselves. They've overcome obstacles caused by the COVID-19 pandemic, and they've achieved musical excellence time and time and time again despite those obstacles. They have made me laugh, they have made me cry, and they've given me many gray hairs on my head. It has been my pleasure to work with each of these students and watch them grow and mature into the fine young people they are today. I hope that in some small way their experience in music has helped them learn some life lessons that will stick with them as they enter the next chapter of their lives. So I want to say congratulations, thank you for up to 4 memorable years, and my sincere best wishes for the future. So congratulations to all of our grads and international students. A small token of my appreciation with a little commemorative gift at our family barbecue, June the 16th. Book it off work. You have to be there or you don't get your gift. Just kidding. Good, thanks. Have a seat, you guys. Just one last thing. I know it's been a long night, but we have a lot to say. I'm sorry. Finally, I just would like to ask all of the students who are recipients of 2023 band awards and certificates to stand, grade 9s included. All of our award winners, stand up everybody. These are our award winners this year. Will also be recognized at our family barbecue on June the 16th. All of you, family, friends, are invited to come out and celebrate these fine young people. I want to also say thank you so much to all of the sponsors who graciously donate money towards scholarships for these awards, and I know we have some sponsors in the audience this evening, so thank you very much for your continued support. So yes, thank you. Our last piece is written by Canadian composer Peter Meakin. The students that traveled with us to Niagara Falls had an opportunity to actually meet with Pete and chat about the inspiration for this piece. It depicts the awe and the wonder experienced while observing the International Space Station as it flies over the night sky. So we hope you enjoy our final piece of the evening, ISS Flyover.
That brings us to the end of our concert. Further to what Mrs. Mann said earlier, please consider joining us and the choirs on Friday, June 16th at Mackenzie Trails for a family barbecue and award presentations. All band and choir families are welcome, and the festivities will start at 5 p.m. Percussion students and students with large instruments, please load your equipment on a vehicle before you leave the Arts Center. On behalf of all the students in our band program, we would like to thank you very much for sharing our celebration of music this evening. We know it's a busy time of year, and we always appreciate your support, so thank you for joining us tonight. Good night, everyone.